So, all right, Brandon's next. How much can be rewritten and changed as far as content, sidebar, outbound links of an existing page before it does the 3-week Google dance? Will changing most of a page cause only that page to jump around, or does it affect the entire site? I don't know if I don't know what the specific percentages are of how much content can be changed, because usually if you edit or modify the SEO title, right? So like the meta title, that's a pretty big change, because that's the first thing. I think that's pretty much weighted the most for, telling Google what the page is about, is that SEO title. It's one of the first things that the bots see. So changing the SEO title can make it dance. I know that for a fact. Also, changing the URL slug can make it dance sometimes. Changing like the H1 tag, which is important. That's the page opening title, right? That can make it dance. Now, as far as changing the content, adding, like, for example, a lot of times I'll go back to old content and add new paragraphs, because that kind of refreshes the page. It adds some new content to the page, gets it recrawled, reindexed. And so that can actually have a positive effect. As far as changing like how much existing copies on the page, I don't really know. I don't have a number for that. Do any of you guys like have a threshold?
No, I don't have a threshold, but I do know link building, major changes on the page, and also no changes. It can start dancing for no reason. Remember, it's a mousetrap, and so you might have Google might assign a position to you for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden it'll drop. It'll drop to see how you react. You can't touch it for 21 days once it does that. Remember, you know how we've always seen this, right? For no reason, a video. Remember, videos would drop, and you commented a lot about this, Bradley. And then all of a sudden, you just left it alone, and it would come back, often even stronger than before.
Yes.
We were able to pinpoint that this is actually the Google dance. We were able to give it time frames when it would take place. Guys, just go look up, what is it, the Google Dance Explained. Just Google it, the Google Dance Explained. You'll see my blog post and you'll know what it's all about. But it doesn't mean that you do have to make changes on the page. It just means that Google, for whatever reason, will decide to get your stuff dancing to see how you react. And once it starts doing that, you can't do any link building or anything else other than what you normally do, or else you get sandboxed.
Yeah, and the other part of that says, will changing most of a page cause only that page to jump, or does it affect the entire site? It depends, Brandon, because it depends on how integral that page is to the rest of the site. Like, if it's a page that has, like, for example, if it's one of the strongest pages on the site that you're changing, it has a lot of inbound links, and that's where most of the site's authority comes through, or at least a large portion of the site's authority comes through that one page, then changing that page could certainly affect the entire site. But for the most part, typically it will just affect the one page, unless, like I said, there is a lot of link equity flowing into that page for some particular reason that then is also feeding the rest of the, other pages on the site, if that makes sense. If that's kind of like where a lot of inbound links are coming in, it just depends on how much of the overall strength of the domain is coming from that particular page. If it's a significant amount, then yes, it can affect the whole site. If it's a nominal amount, then most likely it's just going to affect that one page. Okay. But also, like Marco said, it's usually structural changes are going to cause any sort of structural change. So again, SEO title, URL, H1 tag, anything like that can cause the page to dance quite a bit. But, as far as the actual content, the body of the content, if you were to swap out several paragraphs, that could most likely change it as well. But, like if you're just editing a few lines here and there, it's probably not going to cause much change. Although it can, though, guys. It certainly can. All right. What you might want to do, Brandon, is test another page on the site that might not be as important and see what it does to that site.